Hi everyone, welcome to day 2 of our build up to our feast day celebrations. Today we're going to be looking at the virtue of temperance. So today we're going to be looking at the virtue of temperance. Temperance is where we have voluntary restraint. It's where we hold ourselves back from something that we might want to do but we know isn't the right thing for us to do. It's where we do what is right, not what is easy. A good example of temperance is right behind me here on the stained glass window. Mary didn't take the easy path. She didn't do what was easy. She did what was right. She said yes to God when she knew that was going to be a difficult path for her to follow.
Saint Zita showed a lot of temperance in her lifetime. When she was alive, there was a famine, and many legends and stories said that she would give her bread to the poor, and many jealous servants reported her for it. But when the master had made her show the cloak where she carried the bread, nothing was there, only flowers.
Someone else who showed temperance in their life, albeit a short life, is Blessed Carlo Acutis. And we're going to find out a bit more about Carlo Acutis today and how we can live out his example.
Hi everyone, I'm Charles.
I'm Alex.
And today we're going to be talking about Blessed Carlo Acutis.
So Carlo Acutis was born in London in 1991.
And unfortunately he died of leukemia in 2006, so only 15 years old. But that's actually not what makes him so special, it's the way that he lived his life.
Blessed Carlo Acutis was an ordinary teenager, doing extraordinary things.
So he would play football, he'd play video games, particularly playing his PlayStation for just 1 hour a week. But he did extraordinary things. So he, and this kind of sounds a bit complicated, created a website and then followed Eucharistic miracles around the world. So that's where the real presence of Jesus maybe turns into like a real bit of Jesus' body, for example.
Pope Francis referred to Carlo as a model of holiness in a digital age. Some examples on how he followed his faith is that he received the Eucharist every day, he attended Holy Mass daily, and would pause for hours in adoration before the Blessed Sacrament.
So a few years later he became a blessed, which means that he is kind of well on the way to sainthood. So he, hopefully, we pray, will become a saint very, very soon.
Although Carlo Acutis was an ordinary teenager, playing video games and football with his friends, he was an ordinary person called to be a saint.
Absolutely, and that's why he is someone that we can look to when we're thinking about the word temperance, which is all about sort of self-control, I suppose, restraint, knowing what is the right thing to do and choosing to do the right thing every time rather than what might be the easy choice.
So Blessed Carlo Acutis is an example of how we as ordinary people can use our gifts and talents
to do what is right and not just what is easy.
Cool.
So we've been hearing lots about Blessed Carlo Acutis and the virtue of temperance. And so now it's time for you guys to put that into action. On your worksheet you'll see the outline of a person. So what we'd like you to do, inside the person, we want you to draw pictures or write some words if you want to that represent what your gifts and talents are. What are the things that you're really good at? On the outside of the person, draw some pictures or again write some words that show what do you want to do with those gifts and talents to make the world a better place. A bit like Carlo Acutis did. And finally, at the bottom, if one of the grown-ups in your class can help you perhaps, I want you to challenge yourself and think about how could you use the virtue of temperance to do some of those things. How can you use temperance to make sure that you're using those gifts to do what is right and not what is easy. It's been wonderful being with you today. We'll see you again tomorrow. Have a lovely day. Bye.